Adams Central. We always see them make a run in the postseason. They've got a tough game against North Miami at North Miami, so it's a little bit of a trip for AC.
Right.
But what have you seen from Adams Central? Because the numbers in the regular season weren't that great, but in the playoffs, when they start playing 1A teams, the numbers explode.
Well, you know, you go back to Adams Central history, and they've been tougher as the year goes on. They've been a team that, you know, when you get beaten up and bruised up, that just makes you go harder. I think it's just the mentality down there. You know, Dalton Combs, a player who's done some big things for him this year, both sides of the ball last week. I think he had a pick, a return, and threw a touchdown pass. And then they've got a bunch of other, Baker and some other guys that have done a great job, Blake, and they're just, they've got a solid team, and they're well coached. And I think going on the road is not as big an issue for them, because I think the mentality that they have, a grinded out mentality, just, hey, every football field, it's like that old Hoosier thing. The 100-yard field, it doesn't matter where we play at. So.
You can go to Denver and you measure it out, break out the tape, Michael Mosier will bring the yardstick along. But it is, they've got Byerly on the outside, gives him a little speed. He's a dangerous guy. Baker, Combs, it's great to have a senior quarterback, and he had 3 picks in the first-round game, a pick for a touch last week. But if you're Adams Central, how key is it that you've lost 4 games in the regular season, but it was Leo Garrett Heritage and at Woodland. You didn't lose to a 1A team this season.
Right, and I think that's a big factor, because you never want to lose. Okay, you're in the ACAC, and these, when you play those schools, talking about ACAC schools especially, you play those schools. If you're Adams Central, you don't think of them as being bigger schools. They're just other ACAC schools. But when you take a step back, you go, oh, you know, they do have a lot more students. They have a lot more pool to draw from for players. And you play competitive with them. Then you play schools your own size. Yeah, you got to feel like, okay, we showed we could go with the bigger boys in our conference. There's no reason that we can't play at a high level now.
Absolutely. All right, he's Reggie Hayes. I'm Glenn Marini. We'll be back next week on Inside the Zone to recap the sectional championship games. He'll have you covered all week in the News Sentinel. We'll have you covered on Friday night in the Highlight Zone. See you next week.